Hi, here we are. It's been 4 years. I usually need reading glasses, but I'm going to attempt tonight now without them. Things have changed in 4 years, but it's really lovely to be here with all of you and in this space for this particular evening. Thank you, Matt, and thank you, Ariel. I am grateful that each one of you has taken some time to join us this evening, and it really has been a long time since we've been in a room of this size with this many people together for our Peace Builder Awards. And it's really quite lovely to see. This is a very special night. It happens to be my most favorite evening of the year. And what an important moment in time for us to come together to focus on such a worthy endeavor: how to build peace. Each one of us in this room has our own relationship with conflict, right? Some of us fear it, others embrace it, some of us cause it, others mend it. Conflict is woven into our daily lives. It shows up in our families and with our neighbors. It impacts how our children are experiencing school. It creates tension in our places of work and divisiveness in our politics. It can polarize our community, and it can instigate violence and pain. We are all seeing that manifest in this very moment throughout our local, national, and international communities. And at the same time, it can also inspire opportunity for growth and change. It can invite new beginnings and lead to better, stronger relationships, creativity, and pathways forward that we've not yet even imagined. Time after time, I've had the ability to witness that when we come together across difference, we can strengthen the fabric between us, to weave together voices and ideas to address some of our most difficult challenges. And tonight is an opportunity to celebrate those efforts. It's an opportunity for each of us to reflect on this idea of peace. How can we imagine it? Where is it needed? What does it require of each of us? Here at the WDRC, it is our honor to help build peace through our mission of providing and promoting constructive and collaborative approaches to conflict. And each of you here tonight, in your respective ways, are a part of our mission, this mission. And tonight in particular, as we learn more about one another, we have the chance to celebrate and lean into this work and all that it requires. All of the funds raised this evening are in support of the more than 20 programs that we offer and operate each and every day at the center. We've seen inquiries and requests for support continue to increase. We have hired more staff, engaged more volunteers, and brought more and more trainers, facilitators, and mediators into our folds so we can say yes as much as possible. In fact, more people than ever are turning to us for support, to build their skills and assist them in resolving conflict. In this last year alone, nearly 1,500 people have taken our trainings, including almost 700 youth. We held 180 mediation sessions, and nearly 85% of them resolved successfully. We facilitated 27 unique large group community conversations, helping close to 300 people navigate challenging conversations. We provided almost 400 supervised visits, enabling parents and children to spend precious time together. And during the 2-year eviction resolution pilot program, which continues in its new form and has been since July, we managed over 3,500 cases, and over 90% of them were resolved without parties being evicted or needing to go to court. In addition to these important services, we've also had the opportunity to host some wonderful gatherings to nurture connections and build relationships. And as you're aware, this year is particularly notable in that it's our 20th anniversary. And over the past 2 decades, we've had the honor of elevating the incredible work of over 150 peace builders. Earlier in September, a group of over 50 past and present peace builders, board members, and staff came together for a summit of sorts. It was a chance to convene, spanning decades, sectors, and community roles in honor of our shared values. This gathering affirmed that peace building is a long-term investment. It can be hard-won and takes unrelenting efforts to maintain. And so in this anniversary year, we're reminded that this collective work simply takes time. We have to simultaneously maintain a sense of urgency while also practicing patience. It's a bit of a challenging balance. We've been honored to continue offering these awards and creating spaces to elevate the wonderful work of such a cross-section of our community. And in this way, we're continuing to strengthen our shared foundation together for the next generation of peace builders who will continue to carry on the efforts. It was a beautiful and inspiring event. We have more photos available too on our website and more to share in the coming months, in which we created a space to connect, gather words of wisdom, and anchor ourselves in our common ground. And what struck me was that with all that we have individually and collectively faced these past years, for all of the overwhelm and challenge we've experienced, and all the varying forms of violence we've witnessed, for all of the conflict we've seen perpetrated, and for all the polarity we have felt, here is this beautiful group of people, representative of so many more, who day by day, step by step, are trying to make our community better, stronger, and more resilient. That gives me hope, and that gives me inspiration. I know that we are capable of creating the change that we wish to see, of healing, of reconciling, and of transforming conflict into civility, harmony, and justice. We were also honored that particular day with the presence of a past Peace Builder recipient, Marie Marchand. Marie is currently the Poet Laureate for the city of Ellensburg, and she wrote a poem specifically for our peace builders, and we'd like to offer that poem to you this evening.
Good evening, and thank you for having me at your event tonight. I hope you enjoy this poem that I wrote for the 20th anniversary of the Peace Builder Awards event a few weeks ago. It's called An Ecology of Peace. What does it mean to be the light of the world? A light in this world of broken dreams and disconnection, where loss heralds sorrow and heaps of regret are roadblocks to wholeness. Let me begin again. How can we be like nature, like the vast sky poised lovingly over the prairie? See how it changes and accepts, changes and accepts. Or like the ocean that cradles life in its cool generosity, see how it soothes and directs, soothes and directs. Let me begin again. How can we build a longer table for our friends and our enemies, for strangers, the lonely and forgotten, those stigmatized and grieving? How can we love all humanity when our own hearts need mending? How do we transcend human limitation to become peace builders? We start by doing one kind act and then another. In this way, we build a community of care, a community that recognizes interdependence, that prioritizes connection, that cultivates belonging. Peace begins with an individual's almost invisible acts of bravery, and it continues through communities of care. It starts with seeds planted by those who have gone before us, and it blossoms through solidarity. What does it mean to be the light of the world? The only way to find out is to live into that calling, which starts with a willingness to break open and to find your light, then to let it shine forth without restraint into this world of broken dreams and disconnection, where loss heralds sorrow and heaps of regret are roadblocks to wholeness. Let me begin again. Be accepting like the sky, soothing like the ocean. Do your best to build tables, prepare meals, smile, embrace, be brave, be grateful, rest, 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 and then begin again. Thank you.
So a thank you to Marie for writing that poem for us. And I think she did a beautiful job of putting into words what we all as peace builders can do each and every day. I think it might be quite lovely right now to shift into our awards. Are you with me? All right. Well, these awards are one of the most visible ways that we can acknowledge the efforts of individuals, organizations, and businesses that are contributing to a more peaceful community. It is these award recipients that remind us of how expansive the work of peace building really is, how broadly the foundational values of building peace can be applied, from collaboration to cross-cultural understanding and inclusivity, from meeting basic and complex needs to pursuing new ways of seeking justice and creative processes for expression and unity. Our award recipients tonight are inspiring us to see that it's possible in small and large ways to integrate peace building into our daily lives and actions. And each year of these awards, the selection process has become more and more difficult. Once again, we've received an overwhelming number of powerful nominations, making this both a challenging and inspiring decision-making process. Our selection committee grappled with determining who we would recognize and which peace builders we felt most closely and most creatively embodied our vision, mission, and values. And we are so very pleased to be able to recognize outstanding individuals and programs in 7 different categories this evening. And I also want to acknowledge that we're celebrating the 11th anniversary of our youth poetry contest. With sponsorship from Village Books, we invite young people in grades K through 12 to submit poems about peace or other aspects of conflict resolution. And this year, we also received an incredible number of nominations and of submissions from young people throughout Whatcom County. 5 students of varying grade levels were selected, and we're going to get to hear 4 of their poems tonight. And now we're going to shift to the awards themselves. You ready? I've been waiting for this for 4 years to come back in person with you all. It's just so fabulous to be here. And we just have such a wonderful group of people that we're going to be able to lift up tonight. So the very first award that we're going to share this evening is for Michelle Harmeyer. And Michelle, I'm going to invite you up to the stage and everyone else to listen along with us as we learn more about Michelle and their work with the Bellingham Queer Collective.
The Bellingham Queer Collective got started when several new friends and I came to Bellingham in the last couple of years, right during COVID, and found it very difficult to find community and connect, not just because of COVID, but we were also new to the community. So as things were opening up, we decided we would put on an event at the Mount Baker Theater and bring together hopefully a wide variety of people in our queer community to build community, make friends, and learn what we wanted our community to be like after COVID. So we started out as a group of 20 people putting on an event for 125 people, and now we're a group of about 1,200 people on a Facebook group, and we just started a nonprofit organization to continue to build our community. I think what I'm most proud about as part of this Bellingham Career Collective is the feedback I'm getting from individual people. People feel like that there is community, there's visibility, there's lots of different ways to engage with the queer community that maybe didn't happen before, and that they just feel a sense of belonging. So when I get those personal comments and reflections or thank yous from people, I think that's what makes me feel the best, because our whole goal was to get people connected in person, to feel like they had a sense of community and kind of a support network as well. Peace building to me means that everybody will feel included in the city of Bellingham. This is a city that is mostly white, and a big part of our work is making sure that we are an inclusive group, but we're not just inclusive, we're an anti-racist group, and we're very clear about that. Our mission is to connect, celebrate, unite, and advocate for the LGBTQ and BIPOC community. So I would hope in the future Bellingham is seen as a welcoming and inclusive community, that all people feel welcome, including our queer community and our BIPOC community.
So congratulations, Michelle. Oh, you can stay.
All right. All right, thank you so much for the acknowledgement. Again, we were 20 people putting on a little film documentary social last year about this time, and now there's over 1,400 of us in our Facebook group. And as an all-volunteer board and volunteer organization, we're going to continue to grow and see how we can meet the needs of our community. And we couldn't do this without the involvement of all volunteers. These are board members, Vice President Paris Coleman, and Treasurer Constance Ohana. And just thank you so much for all that you're doing in this work. And now we can learn about this organization and see how we can better contribute to the community. So thank you.
Congratulations. Okay. Now we get to hear from one of our poets, and it's our youngest poet of the evening. Lenore, can you come join me up on stage? Here she comes. Welcome, sweetheart. Come on up. Watch your step. There you go. Careful, there's a little gap. Come on over here. Here, I think. Let's have you come over here so they can see you, okay? And is that going to work? You can talk right into that? Okay.
Friends help. Friends help you do your part. Friendship lives in your heart. Friendship makes you smart. Friends help when you are down, so you don't frown. They are nice in your town to turn you around. Friends help you laugh and smile, so you don't collapse into a pile. Friends help you feel less alone, so you don't feel like a stump. Instead, you'll be a dog with a bone. Everyone should have a friend, like a letter you can send. The end.
Congratulations, Lenore. Thank you for reading your poem to us. It was wonderful. You did an amazing job. Good job. It's hard to get up in front of a room of 250 people and talk. She did amazing. All right. We have the opportunity now to hear about our second Peace Builder Award recipient, Tina McKim, with the Birchwood Food Desert Fighters. So please join me as we learn more about Tina's story.
Birchwood Food Desert Fighters is a food justice organization in the Birchwood neighborhood fighting to restore culturally appropriate, accessible, affordable grocery access in the neighborhood. The Albertsons in Birchwood had closed in 2016, and a group of us at the Racial Justice Coalition, we just had to address it. We started doing a lot of lobbying, and then also we started a lot of food distribution in the neighborhood. We started out with just one little table, and we ended up working with local farms, local food recovery efforts, and a lot of outreach to the community. And we built up to distributing food not just during the spring and summer, but now all year. We distribute about a ton of produce at the height of the harvest season. So we've grown a lot. We have 2 community gardens. We have food boxes around the neighborhood. We got an ordinance passed by the city that non-compete clauses can't come in now, and we're still fighting for our grocery store. We're still fighting to get more garden space and just more long-term solutions that people have access to food, because everybody needs it. We're community-led and community-driven. So it's neighbors helping neighbors, and it's neighbors working together to make sure that they have what they need, and I think that's what I'm most proud of. For me, peace building is about making sure that people have what they need to survive and to thrive, connecting people with supplies that they need and the food that they need. What an amazing change it would be if people had access to their basic needs. It's a really powerful thing. It allows for us to dream of a more beautiful and more beloved community.
So Tina is unable to be here in person tonight, but she did send me some remarks that she wanted me to read, and we'll make sure that she receives her award shortly. So these are Tina's words. I am honored to receive this award in the company of so many other amazing individuals and organizations in our community. I regret that I'm not able to be present in person tonight, but many thanks to the Whatcom Dispute Resolution Center for this recognition. All of the crises we face today in Whatcom are byproducts of a long and continuing legacy of settler colonialism, racism, and inequity. As we celebrate tonight and learn more about each other's work, may we as a community commit to a more just and equitable future in right relationship to each other and the earth. Together, we are more than capable of building a beloved community where all of us thrive. Many thanks. Thank you, Tina. Okay, we have the chance now to hear another of our youth poets who is also joining us by video, and I'm feeling particularly grateful for technology this evening. So Teofilo is going to share his poem with you.
Hello, my name is Teofilo, and this is my poem, Choices. Justice, a dream we all share, inequality, a heavy load to bear. Filled is the world with bigotry and spite, but we must rise up and do what's right. Some stay back while others raise their voice, because every human must make a choice. We all must stand, we must not fall. For those in despair, we must answer the call. No one should be judged based on their skin, nor should they because of their gender, religion, or shape they're in. It's time to break the wall of inequality and discrimination. It's time for a world of care and liberation. Let's strive for peace and unity. We must heal the wounds of discrimination and inequity. It takes a village, so on each other there will be some reliance. Now let's stop discriminating. Come on, folks, equality isn't rocket science.
Thank you to Teofilo for sharing his words with us. And now we have the opportunity to recognize our third peace builder of the evening, Jasmine Bautista. So if you'll join me in learning more about Jasmine, and Jasmine, if you want to start to make your way, you can make your way up when the video is done. So please join me in learning more about Jasmine.
About a year ago, I decided to create this event where multiple people around the community could be represented. And as a Latina student who always felt like in the shadows, I decided to make this event for people who felt in the shadows as well. And what I thought was gonna be about 100 to 200 people actually ended up turning out to be about 600 people. So 600 people from around the community came into our new school to celebrate all the different diversity at Ferndale. Each student represented a different country or culture from where they came from, and they were able to provide different facts and different foods from their country and culture. And it was just a great event where multiple people from around the community were able to come in and be one and acknowledge everybody else. I am most proud of all the people that were able to connect from this event. This event has been unforgettable, not only to me, but to other students. Many students have come up to me and told me how represented they feel and how they were able to share their culture and be acknowledged. This coming spring in 2024, I will be graduating. But my work right now is to get incoming sophomores and juniors to keep this event going on so students around the school can still be acknowledged and still be represented. I hope that this continues on even after I graduate, and I hope that this event will help students who felt ashamed of their culture to be able to embrace it and feel represented.
I want to thank everyone that helped me with this night, including my amazing advisor, Andrea Tafoya. Without her, I don't think any of this would have been possible, as well as Sarah O'Connor. And I want to say that this award is for all the students who didn't feel represented as a young kid. Thank you.
Thank you, Jasmine. All right, we have the opportunity now to hear from another award recipient, Lorelei Bowers. So if you'll join me in learning a little bit more about Lorelei.
Bridges Services advocates for unhoused and housing insecure individuals and families, and we bridge people to supplies and services to help them meet their goal, whatever those goals might be. When the tent city started happening here at City Hall here in Bellingham, and there was a tension that was building. So trust was a lot more important. I needed to start working on how we can build trust with unhoused that word. I'm not just trying to come in and save you. I really would like to figure out how I can really help the situation from the root up. And in that, I met Lydia and I met another individual, and we started coordinating more. Then when the tent city everyone was starting to disperse because they had to be moved, the three of us realized that we needed to follow where they were going, all the different locations. So we put the meals in our backpacks and we carted it into the camps. We went under bridges. We went everywhere that they basically were relocating to. Just kind of evolved organically, doing naturally and pivoting and adapting with whatever need was coming up. What's the gap here of you getting services? What is it that we can do to help you? They were like, well, we don't understand why service providers won't come to us. And we came up with the concept of Trailhead Market. And it's a middle ground, so that's where the evolution of Bridges Services happened. It's a middle spot on the edge of the encampments where campers can come out and get supplies and have like a market idea, and service providers can come. So we do them all over Whatcom County. I think what I bring to peace building is creating space for people who typically wouldn't have space created for them. And I have kind of a knack and skill, I think, at being able to recognize when there's an opportunity to advocate for people who wouldn't typically be advocated for. And I think that's the aspect of peace building that I'm bringing to the community. Well, here I am in front of you all. I wanted to say thank you for creating space for people to be heard and about the encampments. And yeah, I totally forgot what I was going to say, but it's a miracle for me to be here, and I hope at some point we can have a spot for unhoused and living experienced people to be part of these kind of dynamics, so that we can break down the barriers, because this is quite an interesting situation for us all to be in, and quite an honor for everyone to be here together. And I would love to have that expand out into other areas of our community. So I invite you to do that, to allow other people to come in. Yeah.
Thank you, Lorelei. Thank you for all you're doing. May I check in with my colleagues in the back? Are we able to hear from another poetry winner now? So I'd love for us to listen along as we get to see another video, another gratitude for technology, of one of our youth poets, Natalie.
Hi, my name is Natalie. I'm in the 5th grade at Columbia, and this is my poem, All Meetings. A wave tumbling to an island, the air crisp and cold, a golden wisp of cloud. Sun going down to meet mountains, mountains reaching wide to meet sand, sand racing away to meet water. A wave tumbling to an island, water gliding to meet shore, shore climbing to meet sky, sky opening to meet stars, the air crisp and cold, stars leaping to meet night, night flying to meet moon, moon diving to meet trees, a golden wisp of cloud, trees stretching to meet sun, sun soaring to meet world, world watching, all meetings.
Okay, so we have the opportunity now to learn a bit about our 5th Peace Builder Award recipient tonight, Jason LeClaire.
I work with Allied Arts. It's called Teaching in the Classroom. That's how it started. So what I do is I go into schools and I teach children how to identify Coast Salish art. And I also teach about Coast Salish history. You know, I've taught all the way from pre-K all the way till 6th grade. Why I feel it's so important to teach kids how to identify Coast Salish art and teach them the shapes is, for one, so that the art will live on in future generations, and also members of the community can get a grasp of our history and the aesthetics of it. Kids are excited to, one, learn about it and to be able to practice it, but they also bring it back to their homes and talk to their parents about it. So I might be at a grocery store or something and having a bad day, and then I'll hear either a child talking to their parents saying, "Oh, there's Jason LeClaire," or I'll hear the parents say, "Hey, are you Jason LeClaire? I'm the parent of such and such from such and such school." Yeah, it's pretty awesome stuff. My vision is that Coast Salish art and history will be taught in every single elementary class in Whatcom County. And not only that, but see all of Whatcom County blanketed with Coast Salish art. Sharing is a huge gesture of peace, whether that be about personal experiences or about just history or even about art. Just sharing, period. There's no better way to get to know each other than to share culture. Being a fully engaged member of the community, we understand that it's not just about us, it's about our community as a whole. So I feel, any way that I can add to that, that's what my life's about. Speaking in front of a lot of people. I want to thank everybody who put this together. I've been an artist since I was 9 years old, and what I love the most about what I'm doing in the schools is I get to share with kids that they get to be whatever they want, and that staying focused and not letting life distract you. Dream big, and things will happen. I want to thank Bellingham and Whatcom County for this huge outpouring of support. I never imagined I'd be doing the work I'm doing, doing murals all over the community and teaching in schools and connecting with parents and the staff that makes this happen. I'm really thankful. Thank you.
Thank you, Jason. We have the opportunity now to learn more about a wonderful human being, Jessica Murphy. So please join with me as we learn more about Jessica's work.
I work as the executive director at Makeshift Art Space. Makeshift is an all-ages arts and music venue. So we have an art gallery, a music performance space, we have studios for artists, and we also have a community radio station. We've very recently started to develop more educational programming, working with schools, offering workshops in our space to be able to help people learn art skills as well as community building skills. And it's been amazing to see the organization grow. I think one of the things that I'm most proud about is I have worked as an advocate at domestic violence, sexual assault services, and TVSAS provides advocacy and resources to people that have experienced domestic violence, sexual assault, and sexual exploitation. That work led me to working for the DV Commission, and we've been working on a pilot project to bring restorative justice services to survivors in the community. And also we've been offering community workshops at Makeshift on creating a safer and more accountable music and arts community. And I really see those things going hand in hand, because offering more opportunities to survivors includes building a strong community for survivors. We heard that having a stronger community and better community responses and more support for survivors was essential for people to heal after what had happened to them. Peace building to me means, I think, being able to experience joy. So being accepted fully for who you are, being able to show up authentically in the spaces that you occupy, and being in community with people who are there for you and see you.
Congratulations, Jessica.
Awesome, thank you. I don't have much to say, but thank you so much to the Dispute Resolution Center. And I don't know if she's here tonight, but I also want to thank Susan Marks, who's the director of the DV Commission. This award is just as much hers in my mind. So thank you all for being here.
Thank you, Jessica. All right. I think we have the opportunity now to hear from another youth poet who is here with us this evening. So, Rhea, will you come join me up on stage? All right. You want to join me over here? Okay.
Peace by Rhea Pachi Green. Peace can be many things, an emotion or a way of life. Peace can be gentle, like the softness of a pussy willow. It can be quiet, like the sound of rain falling and dampening the earth, or waves gently lapping the shore. Peace can be loud, like the voices of people protecting their rights. Peace can be many things, but never will it be the sound of gunshots. People create peace, people destroy it. In life, there are questions you have to ask yourself. Some you can answer, some you cannot. When it comes to peace and humanity, you have to ask, create or destroy? I hope you choose create, and that everyone helps make the world a better place, full of peace.
Beautiful words and beautifully spoken. Congratulations and thank you, Rhea. We do have a choice. All right, my friends. Last but certainly not least this evening, we come to our final Peace Builder awardees, the Salmon People Research Team from the Young and Indigenous Podcast and Children of the Setting Sun Productions. Will Waikikia, Curly Bear, Cyrus James, Isabella James, Kimmy Peterson, Santana Rabang, and Haley Garrow please make their way up to the stage and follow along as we learn more about their wonderful work.
Children of the Setting Sun Productions is an Indigenous-led nonprofit that specializes in Coast Salish storytelling.
The Salmon People project started about 2 years ago, and it was just a way for us to start conducting interviews with fishermen and fisherwomen and gathering their stories, documenting their way of life, and being able to portray that through film and storytelling, and just being able to give people a true perspective of what it means to be a salmon people.
I'm most proud of how this project has allowed not only the participants to share what it means to be a Coast Salish Indigenous person, but also what it allowed us as young people to share our experiences as well. It felt like growth within the communities by connecting these stories.
You just get like so many messages and so many people that tell us that we're doing a good job. We even get like non-native people that come to us and say like, I really love what this podcast is doing because it tells me so many things about you guys, especially with people that are living in an urban area and that don't really have connection with their Indigenous communities. It's just like, it's that much more meaningful to me and the people that I work with.
I'm also proud of how this research was conducted. We did this research in an ethical way that makes our research participants in control of what happens to their narratives. And that is something that historically has not happened when it comes to Indigenous research, where outside institutions come in and collect Indigenous stories and present them from a Western lens. And so I'm proud to see that this research is even happening. To me, peace building is about creating relationships or even repairing relationships that at one point fell apart. And I think that the Salmon People Research Project is doing just that. One of the overarching themes in the work that we do at Children of the Setting Sun Productions is to tell our Indigenous stories from our perspective, to repair some misinformation that may be out there about who we are as Indigenous people, what we do and where we are, and we're still here.
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it possible? Okay, all right.
Thank you for recognizing our work. I'm sure there's plenty more to come. And I wanted to thank our mentors during all this, and Daryl Hilaire, Kate from Western, and Ellie here. Thank you.
I want to thank the family that I've gotten through this entire journey, and I'm excited to keep it going.
I want to thank Ellie for being an awesome mentor and my, you guys, because I love you guys. Thank you.
Haishka Konesinatacho Isai Tsinklatsa Tia Makwelia. Thank you all for being here today. My hands truly go up to each and every one of you for taking the time out of your night to be here. I just want to start off by thanking Daryl Hilaire, who's our Executive Director of Children of the Setting Sun Productions. He does an amazing job at really creating opportunities for us to grow and learn and be able to grow into these positions of tribal leadership so that we can, bring this work back to our people. I also want to thank Ellie Smith. Ellie, give everyone a wave. This is Ellie. She's one of our amazing mentors. She's been there for us through thick and thin. She's definitely one of those non-native aunties that stole our hearts. And then Kate McLean. I don't know where Kate's at. Kate, she's been an amazing mentor as well to us throughout this process, and we really wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your guidance as well, so thank you. I'm really grateful to be here today and just want to say Haishka again.
I'm going to keep it pretty short because I'm not good at this off on the fly sort of stuff. But thank you for the recognition for this work that we're doing, and thank you for the people who have contributed to help us be able to do it in the first place. So, yeah, thank you.
Wow, it was such an honor to just be here today and be with my people behind me, and there's such a, I'm just so thankful for, again, Daryl and Ellie for paving the way for us to be who we are and where we come from as Indigenous people. I can't imagine, even Kate, thank you for signing us up and, being able to have us get this award, and it's just so honoring, and I just love the things that we do and building community and building relationships with one another and just hearing all about peace, and peace is so important to just be with one another and be here with one another and being able to get to do the things that we do with our communities and to evolve into that and just to be able to, come together, and I'm just so thankful, and I again, thank you, just thank you. Haishka.
Congratulations, and thank you for the wonderful, incredible work that you're doing. Shall we do a round of applause for all of our wonderful award recipients and poets? Yeah. So it's my pleasure now to shift our program inward into the doors of the DRC and to share with you a bit more about our role in the community. And as we've seen tonight, there's just remarkable work taking place throughout all of Whatcom County and our entire community. And tonight's award winners are addressing such important issues, right? Meeting basic needs, creating inclusive spaces, connecting across cultures, humanizing one another so we can come together in collaboration and solve the complex challenges that we're facing. We encourage you to continue learning about each and every one of our award recipients this evening, engaging with them and their work beyond tonight. So think of this as a start if you've just learned about someone for the first time this evening. So here at the Dispute Resolution Center, we are uniquely positioned to see firsthand the scope of conflict that is impacting the lives of our neighbors, our friends, our families, our coworkers. We hear on a daily basis the mistrust, the fear, and the polarization. We also hear, just as you are tonight, the desire to approach things differently, the hope for a path forward, a path of healing, of connection, of belonging, and of reconciliation. Daily, the DRC receives requests for helps from tenants facing eviction, from families navigating divorce, from neighbors entrenched in conflict, from organizations struggling with how to help their staff move forward through friction with more ease. And in fact, just this year alone, we haven't finished this year yet, we've provided nearly 7,000 unique services to community members throughout Whatcom County. And every single inquiry is from someone reaching out for help, for a listening ear, for a path forward through something difficult. We operate with such care for every person who contacts us. And in providing confidential services, we're creating spaces for people to connect with us in a moment of need for them, with the confidence that will honor them with dignity and respect. And we'd like to share just a few examples with you tonight of the ways in which we've been able to help. So we have 2 stories that we wanted to share with you to give you a little bit of insight into our doors and the services that we provide. So I'm hoping that my wonderful mediation program manager, Gail LaCroix, there you are, Gail, hi. You're already here, come join me. Gail is going to share a story with you about some folks that we've helped in the community. So, Gail?
All right. Thank you, Moonwater. I'm really happy to be here with all of you this evening. And I'm noticing I'm a little taller than I thought I was. So, let's see how this goes. Housing stability is a huge need in Whatcom County. Our case managers and volunteer mediators know firsthand that by using our interest-based mediation model, there are always more and often better options than the first one that comes to mind. So I'd like to tell you about 2 community members who used our services and chose to explore what else might be possible. Identifying details in the story have been changed to preserve confidentiality. When Rose called us this year, she was frustrated and experiencing a high level of stress. She had been leasing a studio apartment to her tenant Joey for 6 years, and Joey was now 3 months behind on rent. Rose was a small business landlord, and it was a stretch to pay the bills for the property without Joey's rent payments. Rose and Joey's typical form of communication, which was text message, was no longer working. Rose and her spouse were having disagreements about the tenancy. They had posted a pay or vacate notice on Joey's door. And while the tenancy had been historically positive, Rose felt like it needed to end. However, she didn't want to harm Joey and be responsible for causing someone else to become homeless. She didn't know what to do. Joey quickly agreed to mediation. They took the pay or vacate notice seriously, and they were ready to do anything to find a way to stay in their studio. It was the one place that they felt truly safe. During the mediation, Joey shared that they had been in a period of mental health instability. They needed this home to be able to put the pieces back together and rebuild stability in other parts of their life, including paying rent. They didn't have the resources to move to a new apartment, and they didn't have a temporary place to go. Joey knew that they would become houseless if they didn't find a way to stay. Rose was sympathetic to Joey's situation, but would not agree to let Joey stay without a plan to repay the rent and guarantee that future rent would be paid. The mediators helped Rose explore what Joey could do to increase her trust, and Rose proposed that Joey could get a cosigner. But unfortunately, Joey shared that they didn't have anyone to ask. None of their friends had the resources to support them, and their family stopped speaking with them after they came out as transgender. They were truly on their own. When Rose heard that Joey didn't have anyone else to turn to, her willingness to work with Joey increased. She shared that she really did not want to go to court for an eviction. She didn't want to incur court costs, but she needed to know that Joey would start paying rent on time. With the mediator posing questions about ways to move forward, the clients came up with a plan that met Joey's need for housing stability and Rose's need for payment and trust. They updated Joey's lease to month. They agreed that Joey could stay for as long as they could pay and would voluntarily move out if they couldn't. With the security of home, Joey expressed confidence that they would find a new job within 2 months and be able to offer a repayment plan soon. This was enough for Rose, who was relieved that if Joey didn't pay even once, she wouldn't have to go through the eviction process and she wouldn't have to pay court fees. Joey also agreed to email Rose with monthly updates of their job search progress. And when we heard from Rose 2 months later, we learned that Joey had paid both months on time so far. Rose and her spouse were now able to pay their monthly bills with the rent reliably coming in. And Joey had also let her know that they had started a new career, and Rose was feeling positive that Joey would soon be able to repay the 3 months that they still owed. People experiencing housing instability in our community are often navigating coinciding risk factors related to mental health, loss, and belonging. Mediation provides a space where community members can share their current circumstances, generating empathy, compassion, and accountability with each other and leading to durable resolutions. Because of incredible community support, we're able to offer these clients services at no cost. And today, Rose is receiving rent on time, and Joey has a home. It is now my honor to invite my colleague, Gemma Roberts, to share about a different but remarkably powerful program, supervised visitation. Thank you all.
Hello, thank you, Gail. I'm Gemma, and I am the Supervised Visitation Program Coordinator at the WDRC. And what we do is we support families when a court has determined that a parent can't see their child without additional structure and safety measures. So we began offering this service back in 2016, and to this day, we are one of only 2 services in the entire state that are free to families. For parents entering our space, supervised visitation may feel restrictive, uncomfortable, and vulnerable. It may also be the only opportunity they've had in months or years to see their children. What's difficult to see at the beginning of this process is that this structure provides time. Time to build new relationships, time to recreate old ones, time to heal and solidify connections between parents and their children. One of our visiting parents recently offered this perspective to a supervisor. They said, "I have been trying to get a better idea of what my daughter likes so I can get her things that she will enjoy. That's what I've really appreciated about these hour visits. It's a good chance for me to learn more about her and improve our relationship." At first, I was really opposed to having someone watch over me and her together. And to be honest, I still feel that way sometimes. But I'm realizing that you really are there to make sure that she's okay. And while we're in this situation, I really appreciate that I get to spend time with her. As staff and supervisors, we get to know our families pretty well over time. We see the dynamics of having multiple children, who gets hurt feelings, who's a creative thinker, who just wants to sit and draw and who wants to talk about new stories and inventions. We also get the opportunity to learn from our families and when they bring their unique dynamics to our visit center. We had one very unique family recently. One parent, multiple children, small room. It's a lot of opportunity for chaos. And I just want to share a little bit of their journey with you guys. So as we began to support visits with this family, we saw from week to week these wonderful, high energy, creative children, full of curiosity, so excited to see their parent, and simultaneously overwhelmed by all the different activities in our visit center. So as visits progressed, we saw the kids' energy and competition for time with their parent begin to escalate. So much so that it started to take away from their ability to spend quality time with their parent. So internally, as staff, we discussed several different ways that we could support this family and keep this meeting safe. But all of the things that we tried were unsuccessful in helping them achieve that goal. So we stayed curious, and we spoke to the residential parent, the visiting parent, and the children. And from those discussions, and with their help and their support and their ideas, we found our solution. What we learned from our children is that they wanted that one-on-one time with their parents. And so with their help, we divided their visit. And so each child got to develop their own routine, whether that was drawing cartoons or asking questions about the parent's personal family history, or playing board games, or just learning how to shuffle cards. And the children told us that they felt better after every visit. And the parent said that she felt like she was actually visiting and not just mediating sibling conflicts. Recently, that family returned to court, and our visiting parent regained their contact with the children, and part of their custody was restored. And their space with us lasted nearly 2 years. Other families may stay longer, and some stay for shorter amounts of time, but no matter what, these parents are building and rebuilding relationships in ways that are authentic to them. And in this situation, and in so many others, we learn to trust that every family in our program is the undisputed expert in their own situation, and that to build peace, sometimes you just have to be willing to look for the peace that a family already has. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Gemma, and thank you, Gail, for sharing a bit more about what happens inside our doors each and every day at the center. And it's such an honor, I'll share with all of you, to be able to work with such an amazing group of staff members, mediators, and volunteers who are showing up to hold these spaces for your friends and family and neighbors and fellow community members with such humility and compassion. And that brings us to the close of our evening together. So it's just been beautiful to share this space with you. Thank you for joining with us tonight, for celebrating peace with us. Be well, my friends. Thank you, and good night.